Jacob and Tobias, thank you for joining us. It's a doubly exciting week. Not only are we here at Almedalen, but we are also talking about the upcoming partnership between you both. I'm really keen to understand a little bit of the background behind the partnership. What has actually brought you both parties together, and what are we looking to achieve? Tobias, maybe I could hear from you first.
I mean, this is, in my view, this is a classical sector coupling. We have this exciting technology coming out from Blykalla, this new generations of small reactors. I think AMRs, we call them, small SMRs. Jacob will go in deeper into that concept. But we have this exciting new technology that goes more for smaller applications to an industry, for a data center, etc. And that, of course, catched our eyes, and I think also Blykalla's eyes, that here we can do something together, combining our offers and our products and solutions to really come out to an industry and say that, hey, we have a complete turnkey solution for you. So I think that was sort of the idea here.
And Jacob, from your perspective, what has made this such an appealing process?
This is, so we at Blykalla, we are experts on building the primary system, which is the reactor, the place where we actually split the atoms in the uranium. But of course, the nuclear power plant is much more than just a reactor. In order to, at the end of the day, produce power that can be delivered to data centers or households, you need a lot of other components and systems. And Hitachi Energy is a world leader in many of these systems, for example, on transmission, connectivity, and electrical systems related to that. And that's, I understand that 7% of the world's nuclear plants have Hitachi components, which is, of course, amazing. So this is a very important partnership for us to be able to fulfill the full nuclear power plant delivery.
Now, presumably at this moment in our history, this is a very competitive space for both groups. What is it that's giving you the edge at this given moment, Jacob?
If you start with Blykalla, where we stand, we're developing small modular reactors that are actually small and modular. And SMR has been a catchphrase in the industry, but we really try to build things that are so small you can make them in a factory and ship them on a flatbed truck to the site. And this is a massive difference compared to how nuclear has been built historically. You could say that the paradigm has been like a cathedral. You have 10,000 people working for 10 years on a site. And we want to build nuclear like aircraft, like a Boeing or an Airbus. You have an assembly line, you have a couple of hundred people working on it in a factory for a few months, and then you ship the final product. Once it's finally assembled, you ship it out on a truck. And this, we believe, will reduce project risk significantly and bring down costs. So that's sort of at the core of our design. And we are one of the most compact designs for new nuclear. Specifically adopted for data centers, for example, which is a big demand driver, but also other types of heavy industry.
And what about from Hitachi Energy's perspective? How do you retain that competitiveness?
Yeah, I mean, in a way, this is a very good match, because what Blykalla is doing is that they're bringing a lot of the installation time and a lot of the risking time into the factory, de-risking the projects, making it more competitive, testing and building these SMRs in a factory. And in a way, we are doing the exact same thing when it comes to the grid connection, that we are working what we call with a concept grid expand, where we move a lot of the traditional way of doing it, installing on-site, labor-intensive, back to the factory, making modularized solutions and putting it in a container and then shipping it out and trying to go after the plug-and-play solutions. So I think this is what we now try to combine into a complete solution for an industry, as an example.
Tobias, you speak very beautifully about the future of the grid and almost an energy renaissance, but presumably some of the existing infrastructure can support this partnership. Do you mind talking to me a little bit about what the existing infrastructure will support and also where we need to evolve?
I'm not 100% sure I'm with you now.
Of course. Okay, so we're talking about a grid infrastructure available throughout Sweden and the rest of the world. How will the grid itself need to evolve to support a partnership like this?
No, I mean, if you look from a traditional way, I mean, the world was looking simpler if you go back in time. You had the generation, if you take Sweden as an example, you had the generation up in the north in terms of hydropower, you had the nuclear stations built in the south, and you built a quite simple system, transmission, distribution, out to consumers, industries and people. Today, it's not looking like that. I mean, the world has evolved, and today we see a much more complicated system, much more dimensions. You have local prosumers, own solar panels on the roof in the house, maybe even batteries, maybe even shipping back to the grid in terms of regulation market. And all these types of aspects. And now we also add this type of solutions to the table. And this is electrification, this is evolvement and of the world. And I think what we need to do now is to make the grid smarter, more capable. Hitachi Energy have written this white paper where we studied a lot of grids in Europe mostly, but also globally. And we say that there is a potential of some 20-30% in any grid in terms of making it more efficient, more digital, and getting more power out of it. So I think this is the common theme of our days: digitalization, smartness. This type of new solutions will be the name of the game.
And Jacob, thinking about the end customer, the beneficiary of this particular partnership, how will they experience you both working together? What will be the outcomes that they will most enjoy?
They will get the benefit from a fully completed nuclear power plant. A nuclear power plant is, of course, an immensely complicated system that exists to bring power to households or to industry or to data centers. And if we work seamlessly together, and if we can together deploy systems related to grid connectivity and other types of power systems, we can ensure that the data center is up and running as much as possible, delivering baseload. So that's the ultimate goal, is really reliable, always on utility, basically, local small utility.
Mm-hmm. And the final question for you both. Collaboration is one of these things that sound incredibly straightforward, but actually the reality can be quite different. What is it about each of your respective businesses? What values do you share? What goals do you share that make this collaboration better than most?
I mean, I can start. I think we are both at heart engineering-driven companies with a strong vision for improving people's life through engineering solutions. And I mean, obviously, Hitachi and its corporate predecessor has been an important part of the Swedish building the Swedish power system, and also internationally over a long time. And I think we share a common heritage in the sense that the Swedish nuclear fleet that was built in the 70s. Some of the Hitachi Energy assets today come from that, ASEA and ABB and so on. Similar, Blykalla is also building on the same legacy of how to build reliable nuclear again. And this Sweden, as many countries, has been in a nuclear hibernation for a long period of time. And now this, as you say, Tobias, this nuclear renaissance is really back. So we're looking forward to doing this together and bring some nuclear power to the people.
Good. I can only echo what Jacob was saying here, that I think we are combining the engineering spirit in a way and the pioneering spirit that we talk about at Hitachi. I think that piece is a perfect match and really developing. I think this is classical sector coupling, making something better together. 1 + 1 will be something bigger than 2.
Wonderful. And before we wrap up, is there anything else you'd like to share about the collaboration or about the upcoming news?
I mean, we are signing this collaboration agreement now, and now the journey starts, basically. Now we kick off the conceptual design. We will devote resources from both sides, and we will start to develop this concept together. That's the next phase.
Wonderful. Jacob, anything you'd like to finish on?
Yeah, I think from my side, the nuclear industry is, of course, inherently conservative, and we're trying to change how reactors are built. And in order to do that, we need to focus on what we know best, which is reactor design, and then work with world-leading partners to achieve the full nuclear power plant system. And that's why we're so happy to work with Hitachi Energy on this, because you're one of the most established players in the world in your areas. So really looking forward to doing this together.
Thank you. Likewise.
Well, thank you both for your time and your enthusiasm during this very special moment and busy week. We look forward to seeing more.